Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ellen Soretta. I'm the TMS 2021 president. On behalf of TMS members and its volunteer leadership, I am pleased to welcome you to the annual awards ceremony. In this era of the pandemic, let me very much underscore, I am so pleased to welcome you to our annual awards ceremony. Thank you for joining us this evening and attending the conference. Over the next 75 minutes or so, we will honor many forms of distinction in our minerals, metals, and materials community. From students who show promise of accomplishments for the remarkable to come, to professionals who have already made those remarkable accomplishments. TMS is proud to celebrate outstanding achievements by bestowing awards upon the individuals who contribute to the advancement of material science and engineering within the profession. Each award presented tonight acknowledges some form of excellence in the profession. The conferring of these honors is a fundamental activity of the society. We believe it is vital that outstanding contributions to the profession are recognized, both as a reward of individual excellence and to provide role models to those who follow. In addition to the awards this evening, TMS gave scholarships, young professional awards, and division awards at various luncheons and events throughout the week. We congratulate those recipients tonight as well. I'd like to address the membership as I end my presidency. When I addressed the membership in 2021 at the annual meeting, it was virtually, and I began by saying I did not think that these significant events happening around us and around our profession should change the strategic vision of the society, even if it has to change how we implement that vision. Tonight, I want to take a minute to take a look back at the past year. I want to focus on what we, as a membership, have been able to do under some unprecedented circumstances and in terms of moving the society closer to the goals of its vision. And hopefully I will be able to convince all of us that we did that while trying not to lose sight of some of TMS's core values, including volunteer-driven programming, robust annual meetings, inclusive membership, and strong partnering between fundamental and applied science and engineering. Before I do that, it may be worthwhile to remind everyone of the three primary goals of the TMS Aspires strategic plan. They are: TMS aspires to be a highly inclusive society. TMS aspires to be the place where global practitioners come together. And TMS aspires to be the society that envisions, defines, and enables the future of the profession. In the past year, much of what transpired under significant health and safety concerns that made large gatherings and travel difficult, something that has been a big part of how we engage our membership. I believe, even in that horrible circumstance, I believe we have been able to move steps closer to our goals in the following ways. With regard to being a place where global practitioners come together, the show went on, so to say. We held a number of virtual and hybrid meetings, allowing our membership almost continuous ways to present their work, network, and remain connected to the broader profession. In the spring of 2021, we conducted our first ever virtual annual meeting, and many other virtual specialty meetings followed. This had a number of challenges, but it also allowed for all of us to really consider how modern conferencing tools allow for a higher degree of inclusivity amongst our membership. In the fall of 2021, we were able to be the proud partners alongside ACERS and AIST in the 2021 MS&T meeting in Columbus, Ohio, where all three societies were able to demonstrate that we could come together safely and hold a relevant meeting for material scientists and engineers. Finally, in the winter of 2021, we were able to convince ourselves that it was time to come together again, in person, for our 2022 annual meeting, and that using all we had learned in the past 2 years, we would be able to do that in a meaningful way and still keep everyone safe. Toward being the society that envisions, defines, and enables the future of the profession, the volunteers within our TMS committees, divisions, and on the board of directors have been at hard work over the last 2 years, examining the current structure of the society and the evolving technologies in material science and engineering to ensure that we are being deliberately responsive and a natural home for emerging technologies within the field. Noting the successes associated with TMS's agile response for creating a home for professionals eager to drive discussions in the field of additive manufacturing, we began discussions regarding how to capitalize on what we learned from being responsive to AM, and now be responsive to the growing interest in topics like machine learning, artificial intelligence, data analytics, also to agile qualification of materials, the growing need, demand, and application of biomaterials, and the involvement of standards development for the relevant testing within our profession. These are ongoing discussions within the committees, divisions, and at the board. I encourage you to learn more about what is going on and actively volunteer within the society to help shape how we as a society ensure that we are not just a good home, but rather the natural home for these and future technologies that are relevant to our profession. And last, as well as very importantly, to be a highly inclusive society, one of the hardest decisions that we made last year as a society, at least in my opinion, was not to hold the Diversity in Minerals, Metals, and Materials 4 Summit as part of the virtual annual meeting in 2021. We made this decision with the feeling that what we would lose by not being in person was just too great to hold that important TMS event virtually. At the time, I worried about how the membership would feel about this decision, how volunteers who worked so hard to shape the event would feel, and that perhaps worse, that the event would lose momentum, having an adverse impact on the ability to hold it in the future. Well, I was wrong to worry. I'm so proud to have the DMM4 conference within the 2022 annual meeting here in Anaheim, and see the tremendous support of our volunteers and TMS staff for having sustained and ensuring the success of this event. Thank you to all of you who have worked so hard on this. As I close, I really want to give special thanks to TMS staff who have worked so tirelessly over the last year, constantly adapting to changing and frequently confusing conditions to ensure the excellence in the administration of our society. Because of this, the members have a healthy society to return to as we begin to engage in face-to-face meetings and hold events again. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Second, I want to thank my family, Carl, my husband, and Thomas, my son, who have been put out a number of times over the last year and had to fend for themselves due to my commitments. I appreciate their overwhelming ability to adapt to those challenges. I'd also like to thank the staff in my office at Los Alamos, Rachel Morse, Staff Operations Manager, Sandy Morello, Professional Assistant, and Matt Jackson, Deputy Division Leader. All of them had an enhanced workload when they least needed it and covered for me countless times due to my commitments over the last year. I'll be in debt to them for a long time. And then to two of my most important mentors, Teresa Pollock and Rusty Gray. I still have no idea what you saw in me 25 years ago. But thank you for seeing it, and thank you for everything since. And finally, it has been my honor now, and I suspect for the rest of my career, to have served as the TMS president. I can't believe among this outstanding group of scientists and engineers, many of who are my role models, mentors, and heroes, that I was selected for the position. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It is now my pleasure to introduce some of the most active volunteers. These are the individuals with whom I serve on the board of directors. Members of the board, would you stand as I call your name? Audience, please hold your applause until all board members have been introduced and are standing. Vice President Judd Reedy with Georgia Institute of Technology. Past President Tom Battle, an extractive metallurgy consultant. Financial Planning Officer Charles Ward with the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory. Content Director Judy Schneider with the University of Alabama at Huntsville. Membership and Student Development Director Alexis Lewis with the National Science Foundation. Professional Development Director David Burrell with the University of Texas. Programming Director Timothy Rupert with the University of California, Irvine. Public and Governmental Affairs Director Eric Brown with Los Alamos National Laboratory. Extraction and Processing Division Chair Christina Meskers with the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. Functional Materials Division Chair Paul Ednicki with the University of Pittsburgh. Light Metals Division Chair Eric Nyberg with Kaiser Aluminum Trentwood. Materials Processing and Manufacturing Division Chair Mark Stout with the National Institute of Standards and Technology. And Structural Materials Division Chair Dan Miracle with the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 TMS Board of Directors, join me in thanking them for their efforts. I thank each of these board members for their service during 2021. It has been a unique experience and a challenging year in many ways. Our board's leadership, hard work, and calm demeanor have been essential to the Society's continuity and success. At this conference, a number of our board members are also ending their service. We would like to recognize them. Would TMS Vice President Judd Reedy assist me in recognizing our retired directors? To be mindful of safety and COVID restrictions and to maintain social distancing, I'm asking retiring board members and all other award recipients to please follow these instructions when coming to the stage. We ask that you do not shake hands with the award presenter. Come to the stage on my left side, pause to the center of the stage. Oh, that's my left side, sorry. Pause at the center of the stage on my right, where you see the X, and receive your award and have your photo taken with Judd. You may take off your mask for the photo if you feel comfortable in doing so, and then walk behind the podium to exit the stage on my right. That's my right. Thank you, Judd. As you walk down the stairs, you'll be offered a tote bag to place your award in. Would past President Tom Battle please join Judd? It is our pleasure to present Tom with a special gift in recognition of his exceptional service. As past president, he will need to relax, I should know. Tom has the perfect hobby for a stress reliever, stargazing. He has selected a gift that is a much-needed upgrade to his current system of optical aids for celestial marveling. Thank you, Tom, for your service. Tom's gift is being sent to him, his home. Aside from Tom, we have 4 other retiring board members. It is my pleasure to present these members with a framed certificate of appreciation commemorating their term on the TMS board. We also present them with a watch, the face of which is embossed with the TMS logo. Engraved on the back is their name and term of service. Would the following board members please join Judd on the stage? Dan Miracle, Structural Materials Division Chair, Eric Nyberg, Light Metals Division Chair, and Mark Stout, Materials Processing and Manufacturing Division Chair. One additional board member, Alexis Lewis, Membership and Student Development Director, is unfortunately not able to be with us this evening. Eric's not here. We just received word Eric is not here. It has been a great honor to serve with these individuals. Thank you, Judge. You can sit down. Before we begin tonight's honors, I want to mention two events that took place earlier this week. Bladesmithing is a hotly contested competition that challenges student teams from around the world to produce a blade by hand hammering or trip hammer forging. We had 18 teams compete this year. The winners were previously recognized on Tuesday evening. This year's winner was the Missouri University of Science and Technology, and they won the coveted TMS Wadsworth Sherby Bladesmithing Grand Prize. Congratulations to all the competing teams for your workmanship and your passion in the field of material science and engineering. On Sunday, our annual Materials Bowl competition was held, with a total of 11 teams participating. We want to again congratulate the winning team of that competition, University of Minnesota. It is now my honor to welcome the American Institute of Mining, Metallurgical, and Petroleum Engineers to join us on this special evening. Would AIME President-elect Designate Elizabeth Holm and with Carnegie Mellon University and AIME Executive Director Michelle Laurie Monroe please come forward?
Thank you, Ellen. Since its founding in 1871, AIME has traveled a long and distinguished journey, including 150th anniversary celebrations over the past year and a half, including at this conference, given the continued pandemic. Today, the Institute consists of 4 autonomous and separately incorporated member societies: the Minerals, Metals, and Materials Society, Society for Mining, Metallurgy, and Exploration, Society of Petroleum Engineers, and Association for Iron and Steel Technology. These societies receive grants from AIME and support on other legacy-related initiatives. One aspect of that legacy is the conferring of awards and scholarships, which we are thrilled to be able to confer with you in person tonight. Would Jennifer Bustillos, studying at Cornell University, and Ho Loon Chan, studying at the University of Virginia, please come forward? These 2 engineering students are recipients of the AIME Henry DeWitt Smith Scholarship. This award was established in 1967 for graduate students majoring in the field of minerals, metals, materials, and/or petroleum engineering. Each student is presented with a check to help defray school costs and a separate check to assist with travel to the meeting. Congratulations. Would Ankit Srivastava with Texas A&M University please come forward? This young professional is the recipient of the AIME Robert Lansing Hardy Award. This award was first given in 1956 and recognizes a young person in the broad fields of metallurgy and material science for exceptional promise of a successful career. We're pleased to announce that the Ford Motor Company, through the TMS Foundation, has endowed an honorarium to be presented annually to the Robert Lansing Hardy Award recipient. His citation reads, "For pioneering contributions to microstructural mechanics and exceptional promise of thought leadership in materials design for enhanced mechanical performance." Congratulations. As I read the names of these authors, if you are with us this evening, please come forward. Elsa Torresani, Eugene Olevsky with San Diego University, Diletta Giantini with Hamburg University of Technology, Choi Zhu with the University of California, Berkeley, and then also Tyler Harrington with Kenneth Vecchio with the University of California, San Diego, Alberta Molinari with the University of Trento, and Rajendra Bordia with Clemson University. These authors are recipients of the AIME Champion H. Mathewson Award. The award, established in 1933, recognizes a paper or a series of closely related papers with at least one common author, which represents the most notable contribution to metallurgical science in the award period. These authors are being honored for their paper, Anisotropy of Mass Transfer During Sintering of Powdered Materials with Poor Particle Structure Orientation, published in Metallurgical and Materials Transactions A. Congratulations. Again, congratulations to all of you. The AIME James Douglas Gold Medal recipient is Deepak Malhotra. This award was established in 1922 and recognizes distinguished achievement in non-ferrous metallurgy. This is a joint award with TMS's Extraction and Processing Division and the Society for Mining, Metallurgy, and Exploration's Mineral and Metallurgical Processing Division. Dr. Malhotra is receiving the award at this week's SME annual meeting. His citation reads, "For a lifetime of dedication to the industry." Congratulations to him. And now the next recipient is actually on stage with me. So Elizabeth Holm, you can stand there. Dr. Holm is the recipient of the AIME Honorary Membership Award. AIME Honorary Membership is one of the highest honors that the Institute can bestow on an individual. This award was established in 1872 and recognizes outstanding service or distinguished scientific or engineering achievement in the fields embracing the activities of AIME and its member societies. Her citation reads, "For her outstanding service to TMS and distinguished scientific achievements in computational materials science and engineering." Congratulations. And now for the next presentation, please welcome representatives from the Acta Materialia Board of Governors, Carolyn Hansen with the University of Waterloo and Rusty Gray with Los Alamos National Laboratory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Michelle. Acta Materialia provides a forum for publishing full-length original papers and commissioned overviews that advance the in-depth understanding of the relationship among processing, structure, and properties of inorganic materials. Each year, Acta Materialia presents our Acta Materialia Awards. Some of these awards, as you will see, are actually medals. And I just want to explain that we don't have the medals. The supply chain problems mean that the mint that produces our medals is short on silver and gold. So it's all very sad. But they will be eventually obtained and sent to the recipients. So, would the following individuals please come forward? Andrew Ruber, studying at the Iowa State University, and Gladys Duran, studying at Instituto Tecnológico de Materialia. These students are recipients of the Acta Materialia undergraduate scholarships. This scholarship is designed for undergraduate students majoring in metallurgical engineering, materials science and engineering, or to undergraduate students with a significant interest in the materials area. In addition, a travel stipend is available to the recipients to attend the TMS annual meeting and exhibition. The scholarship is supported by the generosity of Acta Materialia, Inc., and issued under the TMS Foundation. A special symposium honoring the following 4 award recipients was held yesterday afternoon. The Acta Materialia awards session was followed by a reception sponsored by Elsevier and Acta Materialia. I hope some of you were able to attend and enjoy the event. Would Amber Ganau of the University of Alabama at Birmingham please come forward? Professor Ganau is the recipient of the Acta Materialia Mary Fortune Global Diversity Award. This award recognizes one or more of the following in the field of materials science and engineering: promotion of or representation of women and other underrepresented groups in the materials science and engineering field, contributions to the field of materials science and engineering, including teaching, professional service, or research, demonstrated commitment to mentoring students and young professionals, promotion of materials science and related professional activities in the broader community. With this new award, Acta Materialia not only intends to honor outstanding contributions to the field, but also improve the awareness of the fundamental importance and diversity of materials research, both within the community and the public at large. The award consists of a silver medal to be sent later, and an inscribed certificate and a cash prize of $5,000. Would Alexander Michaelis of the Fraunhofer Institute for Ceramic Technologies and Systems please come forward? Dr. Michaelis is the recipient of the Acta Materialia Holloman Materials and Society Award. This award recognizes outstanding contributions to understanding the relations between materials technology and society, or contributions to materials technology that have a major impact on society. It was established in memory of Dr. Holloman, the principal initiator of the journal, and consists of another silver medal, a certificate, and a cash honorarium. Would David Dye from Imperial College please come forward? Professor Dye is the recipient of the Acta Materialia Silver Medal Award. This award honors and recognizes scientific contributions and leadership from academic, industry, and public sector leaders in the midst of their careers. The Silver Medal was established to recognize significant research contributions that are recent and timely, and the award consists of another silver medal, an inscribed certificate, and an honorarium of $5,000. The Acta Materialia Gold Medal Award was established by Acta Materialia in 1973 as an international award to recognize leadership in materials research. The Acta Materialia Gold Medal is awarded annually by Acta Materialia with financial support from Elsevier Limited. The award consists of a gold medal, a scribe certificate, and a cash prize of $10,000. This year's recipient is Dirk Robe of the Max Planck Institute. Unfortunately, Dr. Robe is not able to be with us this evening, and so will receive all of his awards by mail. It is now my honor to welcome Savine Mathaudo from the Colorado School of Mines. Professor Mathaudo, please come to the podium while Ellen Soretta takes center stage to begin the presentations again. Thank you.
It's very, very, very unfortunate that we're having these supply chain issues with non-ferrous metals. For those who remember from a few years ago, it's fantastic to see all the faces here and to be here to recognize the people that are in their early and mid-career for the society. I will be reading their names for the TMS student, the early career and the mid-career awards, and they'll come and take pictures with Ellen because obviously I should not be in these pictures. I will hang out over here. Okay, the first TMS awards are for the best student paper contest, which is supported by the TMS Foundation. These talented young people will be recognized with a certificate of achievement. Would Professor Yanwei Gao with the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, please come forward? Professor Gao is accepting the award on behalf of D Xie and Rakesh Kamath, both studying at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. D Xie is the first place winner at the graduate level. The title of her award-winning paper is Plastic Anisotropy and Twin Distribution Near the Fatigue Crack Tip of Textured Magnesium Alloys from an In Situ Synchrotron X-ray Diffraction. I'm not done yet. Measurements and multi-scale mechanics modeling. Oh.
We have swapped this many times. We swapped the both many times.
Rakesh Kamath is the second place winner in the graduate level category. The title of his paper is also very long. In situ dynamic synchrotron X-ray radiography studies on melt pool evolution and solidification kinetics during laser fusion processing of titanium-6 aluminum-4 vanadium. Let's congratulate our student winners. We also have with us this evening the TMS Best Student Contest paper recipients for the 2021 meeting, which was held virtually. Would Lily Tarosky, studying at the Georgia Institute of Technology, please come forward? Lily Tarosky is the 2021 first place winner in the undergraduate level category. The title of her award-winning paper is much shorter. Thermodynamics and Kinetics of Methylammonium Lead Iodide Perovskite Processing. It is taking all my energy not to give all these people fist bumps and high fives as they go through, because they really do deserve it. All right, next up is the Kaufman-Calfad Scholarship, which was established to recognize the memory of Dr. Larry Kaufman for his contributions to computational thermodynamics and its applications. A $1,000 scholarship is made available to students majoring in metallurgical engineering, material science and engineering, or minerals processing extraction programs. The scholarship is funded through the generosity of the TMS Foundation. This year's recipient is Michael Bonnet, studying at Louisiana State University. Unfortunately, Mr. Bonnet is not able to be with us this evening, so we get to divide up his scholarship. Oh, wait. Please recognize Michael Bonnet. Our next award is for the Tms Young Leader. This goes to Victoria Miller with the University of Florida Would Tori please come forward? I can't. I'm breaking the rules. The Minerals, Metals, and Materials Society established a joint Young Leaders International Scholar Program with the Japan Institute of Metals and Materials for the promotion of young member activities, as well as strengthening of international mutual collaborations. It's my pleasure to present to you the TMS Young Leaders International Scholar. Bye. Today I am Professor Miller will travel to Japan to attend a Japan Institute of Metals and Materials conference in the near future. This award is made possible by the donations of the TMS Foundation. Let's please represent Tori. Would Mustafa Bidoui with the University of Pittsburgh and Yuchen Karen Chun Weigert with Stony Brook University and Brookhaven National Laboratory please come forward? Professor Bidoui and Professor Chun Weigert are the recipients of the TMS Frontiers of Materials Award. This award honors top-performing early career professionals who organize a Frontiers of Materials Symposium or single session comprising of a hot or emergent technology topic at the TMS annual meeting and exhibition. An additional recipient is Andrea Court with the Federal Institute of Materials Research and Testing. Unfortunately, Dr. Court is not able to be with us this evening. Would Fadi Abdeljawad with the Clemson University please come forward? A little bit faster. If I was John Kahn, he would have been here like way up. Professor Abdeljawad is the recipient of the TMS Early Career Faculty Fellow Award. Thanks to donations from the TMS Foundation, this award honors assistant professors for their accomplishments that have advanced the academic institution where they are employed and for the abilities to broaden the technological profile of TMS. Professor Abdeljawad was the guest speaker at the Young Professional Tutorial Luncheon on Tuesday. Our second award recipient is Yu Zhou. He went to give his talk and he ditched the SMD meeting, and I told him he needs to have his priorities in the right place. Sorry, that joke didn't go over well. Our second award recipient is Yu Zhou with the University of Toronto. Unfortunately, Professor Zhou is not able to be with us this evening. Our next award is the Ellen Swallows Richard Diversity Award. Would Cami Abernathy from the University of Florida please come to the stage? Professor Abernathy is the recipient of the Ellen Swallow Richards Diversity Award. This award recognizes an individual who, in the remarkable pioneering spirit of Ellen Swallow Richard, has helped and inspired others to overcome personal, professional, educational, cultural, and institutional adversity to pursue a career in minerals, metals, and/or materials. The award comes with travel assistance of $500. It is funded through the TMS Foundation and generously sponsored by the donations of Jeffrey Wadsworth and Geraldine McCulley Wadsworth. Her citation reads, "For seminal contributions in compound semiconductor processing and efforts to eliminate institutional barriers to achieving the exemplar model for diversity, equity, and inclusion." Let's congratulate Dean Abernathy. Our next awards are the Brimming Medalists. The Brimming Medal is a mid-career award that recognizes TMS members with sustained excellence, achievement in business, technology, education, public policy, and science related to material science and engineering, and a record of continuing service to the profession. It is a fantastic slate of awardees this year. First up, would the following individuals come to the stage, and please stay on stage until I have recognized the recipients. It'll be a nice dislocation pileup right next to Ellen. Megan Cordell with the Eric Schmidt Institute of Material Science. Michael Demkwitz with Texas A&M University. Gigam. Khalid Hutter with the Sandia National Laboratories. Edward Herderick with the Ohio State University. We'll begin with Dr. Cordell. Her citation reads, "For sustained excellence and achievement in the science and technology of mechanical behavior of thin films and exceptional and continuing service to the profession." Next is Professor Demkwitz. His citation reads, "For atomistic modeling of interface structures and defect interactions for nuclear energy and structural applications and professional service to TMS and materials research community." The third medalist is Dr. Hutter. His citation reads, "For extensive contributions to understanding materials response under extreme environments through the development of in situ microscopy and outstanding membership of next generation material scientists and making all of us laugh at every day of this meeting." And then next up is Professor Herderick. His citation reads, "For exemplary leadership and contributions to the industrialization of additive manufacturing and service to TMS." Let's recognize all of them again. Okay, we have another batch of Brimming winners. With the following individuals, please come and stay on the stage until I have recognized the recipients. Peter Hosemann with the University of California, Berkeley. Jun Luo with Rice University. Akane Suzuki with GE Research. And Michael Tonks with the University of Florida. Professor Hosemann's citation reads, "For contributions to micro and macro scale mechanical testing of irradiated materials and in situ materials testing and continued dedication to TMS and education." Professor Jun Liu's citation reads, "For sustained contributions to the development of low-dimensional materials and the understanding of their complex electrochemical and mechanical behaviors, and for dedication to service." Dr. Suzuki's citation reads, "For sustained development of high-temperature alloys for critical components of aircraft engines and power generation gas turbines and advancing the understanding of their operational life-limiting behavior." And the final medalist is Professor Michael Tonks. His citation reads, "For contributions in computational material science approaches for materials in harsh environments." I present to you the Brimming Medalist Class of 2022. And now, much to your relief, I would like to introduce the next presenter, Anthony Rowlett with the Carnegie Mellon University. Professor Rowlett, please come to the podium.
Thank you so much, Savine. It's my great pleasure to join Ellen in conferring the TMS Capstone Awards. Would Anton van der Ven with the University of California, Santa Barbara, please come forward? Professor van der Ven is the recipient of the William Hume Roderi Award. This award has been recognizing individuals since 1972 who provide outstanding scholarly contributions to the science of alloys. The recipient of this award is also the honored lecturer at the William Hume Roderi Memorial Symposium. Professor van der Ven spoke on Monday on the topic of ferroelectricity and phase transitions in Hafnia. His citation reads, for distinguished contributions to computational material science and application of first principles statistical mechanics methods to predict properties of alloys, oxides, and battery materials. Ellen, you clearly need some handcuffs to hold people on the stage. We'll do that the next time. The next award to be presented is the Institute of Metals Lecturer and recipient of the Robert Franklin Mayle Award, of particular interest to those of us from Carnegie Mellon. Established in 1921 by the Institute of Metals Division, this lecture award was revised in 1972 to also honor the memory of Robert Franklin Mayle, internationally renowned professor of metallurgy at Carnegie Mellon University. This award recognizes an outstanding scientific leader chosen to present a lecture in his field of accomplishment. Zquai Liu, with the Institute of Metals Research in Shenyang, China, is the award recipient of this prestigious award. Unfortunately, he's not able to be with us this evening. His lecture, titled Schwartz Crystal Structures in Extremely Fine-Grained Metals, is titled what I just said, and will be available beginning March the 14th through the on-demand platform. His citation reads, for his seminal contribution to the understanding of the mechanical behaviors of nanostructured metals and his world-class leadership of materials research. Would Professor Chris Hsu with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology please come forward to accept the award on behalf of Carl Thompson with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Professor Thompson is the recipient of the Bruce Chalmers Award. This award recognizes an individual who has made outstanding contributions to the science and/or technology of materials processing. The award honors the memory of Dr. Chalmers' preeminent role in the materials community as an educator, researcher, author, and editor. Mobile Solar Energy Corporation, in recognition of its long association with Dr. Chalmers, endowed the award fund through the TMS Foundation. And its citation reads, for pioneering scholarly work defining the processing structure-property connections in thin film and small-scale metallic materials, broadly impacting the microelectronics industry. Congratulations to Carl Thompson. Would Professor Hussein Sahitoglu, with the University of Illinois, please come forward? And I do hope I said your name approximately correctly. He is the recipient of the Morris Cohen Award. This award recognizes an individual who has made outstanding contributions to the science and/or technology of materials properties. The recipient must have an established record of research, publications, and/or patents in the field of materials properties. His citation reads, for outstanding lifelong contributions to the understanding of the fatigue of materials. Congratulations. Would Dana Frankel please come forward to accept the award, the Cyril Stanley Smith Award, on behalf of Gregory Olson with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Professor Olson is the recipient of the Cyril Stanley Smith Award. This award recognizes an individual who has made outstanding contributions to the science and/or technology of materials structure. His citation reads, pioneering contribution in materials design methodologies using a systems-based approach to accelerate materials development. Congratulations, Professor Olson, and thank you for coming up. Would Dr. Carl Cady with the Los Alamos National Laboratory please come forward? Dr. Cady is the recipient of the Alexander Scott Distinguished Service Award. This award recognizes a member's outstanding contributions to TMS as exhibited by exceptional devotion of time, effort, thought, and action toward furthering the society's mission through administrative and functional activities. The award is presented for 10 or more years of TMS service and society-level activities. His citation reads, for dedicated and sustained service to TMS and its members, particularly to improvements in the quality of programming at TMS annual meetings and at materials science and technology conferences. Thank you, Carl Cady. Would Odin Warren with the Bruker Nanosurfaces Division please come forward? Dr. Warren is the recipient of the TMS... good. Just checking. Dr. Warren is the recipient of the TMS Research to Industrial Practice Award. This award recognizes individuals who have demonstrated outstanding achievement in transferring research results or findings into commercial production and practical use. His citation reads, "For the development of advanced commercial nanomechanical testing instrumentation and experimental techniques to determine structure-mechanical property relationships in materials." Congratulations, Dr. Warren. Would Dr. Stephen Zinkel with the University of Tennessee please come forward? Professor Zinkel is the recipient of the TMS Leadership Award. This award recognizes someone who has demonstrated outstanding leadership in the national and international materials community in some aspect of the fields of metallurgy and materials. His citation reads, "For research leadership, utilizing microstructure property relationships that has enabled improved understanding of operational limits and design strategies for high-performance, radiation-resistant materials." Congratulations to Steve. Would Dana Frankel once more come forward to accept the award on behalf of Gregory Olson, the Weirtman Educator Award? Gregory Olson with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Professor Olson is also the recipient of the Julia and Johannes Weirtman Educator Award. The Weirtmans were instrumental in the emergence of material science and engineering as a new discipline. This award recognizes individuals who have made outstanding contributions to education in metallurgical engineering and/or material science and engineering. The award is funded through the TMS Foundation. His citation reads, "Pioneering contributions and leadership in the integration of materials design into the undergraduate engineering curriculum." Congratulations to Greg Olson. Would Donald Sadoway please come to the stage to help us present this next award? You can go that way, yes, that's perfectly fine. And as Don is coming up, let me invite Elsa Olivetti with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology to come forward. Professor Olivetti is the inaugural recipient of the Sadoway Materials Innovation and Advocacy Award. This award recognizes a mid-career individual with impactful and broad material science and engineering achievements. This individual will have a unique ability at championing of their work in the material science and engineering field through education, public advocacy, or entrepreneurship, particularly in areas related to sustainability. Her citation reads, "For leadership and innovative and pioneering work for sustainability of our materials resources in 3 axes, education, policy, and technical innovations." This award was endowed by his students, friends, and colleagues, that would be Professor Sadoway, to honor his influence on them, the MIT Department of Materials Science and Engineering, and the global material science community, and is funded through the TMS Foundation. The award piece, which I think should have a bottle in it, I'm not supposed to say that, it's a champagne cooler in honor of Professor Sadoway, who taught his students to appreciate champagne. When he teaches general chemistry classes, he explains the chemical processes associated with champagne. The award also includes a cash component of $3,500. Congratulations, Elsa. Would Professor Michael Kastner with the University of Southern California please come forward? Professor Kastner is the recipient, and there he is the recipient of the Oleg D. Sherby Award. This award recognizes an individual who has made significant contributions to the understanding of the behavior of materials at high temperatures. The award includes a cash component of $5,000. Presentation of this award is supported by a gift to the TMS Foundation by Jeffrey Wadsworth, retired Chief Executive Officer of Battelle. His citation reads, for outstanding work and contributions to the study of creep and high-temperature plasticity, including his seminal book, Fundamentals of Creep in Metals and Alloys. Congratulations, Michael. At this point, I want to inquire whether Professor William Nix is with us in the house tonight. Bill? Bill, would you be so kind as to honor us with your presence on the stage and help us give this award? Would Huajian Gao with the Nanyang Technological University please come forward? Professor Gao is the recipient of the William D. Nix Award. This award was established to honor William D. Nix and the legacy that he developed and shared with the minerals, metals, and materials community, and to highlight and promote continued progress and innovation to mechanisms and mechanical behavior of macro, micro, and nanoscale materials. The William D. Nix Award was endowed and fully funded by his PhD students in recognition of the tremendously positive influence that he's had on their lives. The award includes a cash component of $5,000 and is funded through the TMS Foundation. Professor Gao's citation reads, for seminal contributions to the mechanics of engineering and biological materials at multiple length scales and for mentoring exceptional members of the next generation of scientists. And we are fortunate to have with us this evening also the 2021 recipient of the William D. Nix Award, with George Farr with the Texas A&M University. Please come forward. And while he comes, his citation reads, for development of methods for the quantitative determination of material mechanical response by nanoindentation and its use to elucidate fundamental mechanisms of material behavior. Congratulations, George. Thank you, Bill. And finally, the last group of awards will be presented by Professor Carol Handwerker with Purdue University. Would Professor Handwerker be kind enough to come up to the podium? And I will transfer the responsibility.
Thank you very much, Tony. It's my great pleasure to join Ellen here in conferring the prestigious TMS Fellow Award. The rank of Fellow in the Minerals, Metals, and Materials Society is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon a member of our society. The qualifications for elevation to fellow are rigorous, and the TMS members who receive this award tonight not only embody the superlative skills, talents, and commitment that the award represents, but are also role models for the young members of the society. This award recognizes members of TMS who are qualified for elevation to the class of fellows by reason of outstanding contributions to the practice of metallurgy, material science, and technology. The first recipient is Edward Arts. Would Edward Arts, with the Leibniz Institute for New Materials, please come forward? Dr. Arts is the recipient of the TMS Fellow Award, Class of 2022. His citation reads, for acting as a bridge between U.S. and European materials research, global leadership, seminal contributions to the field, and leading major materials research institutes. Let's recognize Dr. Arts. So, Edward, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much. Doing research is for all of us a most rewarding activity. And from time to time, we are lucky enough that some of our insights make it into applications and to the benefit of many. But I think the biggest privilege of our occupation is actually that we can come in contact and have friendships with people all over the world, regardless of nation and of world politics. And this is, I think, where TMS has been a catalyzer in all of these regards. Thank you, TMS, and thank you especially to the nominators.
So thank you very much, Edward. Would Jianyang Huang with Michigan Technological University please come forward? Professor Huang is a recipient of the TMS Fellow Award Class of 2022. His citation reads, for pioneering research on microwave-assisted metallurgy, for outstanding innovations on mineral processing, for exceptional leadership and service to TMS, and for excellent student mentoring. Let's recognize Dr. Huang. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, that's over more than 40 years research covering, I was in the division for EPD, extractive processing technology, and that deal with all the raw materials to the metals which we cannot bring them here today. I was lucky to have this platform because when I joined the TMS, well, probably more than 30 years ago, and Tom Battle was the director of the EPD, and he was able to provide us the platform to do things. Well, I remember he said, Jim, let's do global, let's get the advanced technology. And I think I have been able to do part of those contributions. So thank you, Tom. And I'm very happy to be here receiving this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. So would John Lewandowski with Case Western Reserve University please come forward? Professor Lewandowski is a recipient of the TMS Fellow Award Class of 2022. His citation reads, for sustained research, teaching, service, and mentoring activities related to the areas of processing, structure, mechanical property, relationships on conventional and advanced structural materials. And John, please.
Thank you. I won't remember all this, so this really obviously is quite an honor. I'm very excited to be here, but this is also very humbling. Over the years, I tried to explain to my kids and family about what it meant to go to TMS meetings. And the way I presented it to them was that it was kind of like going to sports tournaments when I was young and when they were young, invitationals of various sorts. And it was an honor to be selected, excited to participate, but very quickly humbled by the level of talent that was experienced, both senior to us as well as junior. And just in many cases, just going and watching the other people to learn from them. But we always had our favorite tournament and invitational, the best venues, and the best talent. And that's what TMS has kind of meant to me. It's my favorite academic international invitational, best venues, best talent. Always honored and excited to come and attend, but quickly humbled by both the senior and junior talent. And you've seen a lot of those already. Just going and listening to their talks and recommending them to my students. So growing up, in order to go to the tournaments, you had to raise money, selling popcorn and candy to neighbors and selling it to your family and then eating it. And you had to beat the pavement and do it early before all the money was committed. And sometimes, you had to take more senior people with you to vouch for your intent. So I'm very thankful to all those sponsors and people, but with research, there are many parallels to this. You got to raise money to do the research. Very thankful again for all the agencies and the companies and benefactors that gave me the opportunity to work with great students and colleagues along the way, but also very thankful to the senior colleagues that introduced me to other people in this regard and helped me participate in some teaming research. Certainly had great coaches and academic mentors along the way. In particular, many thanks to the Williams, Thompson, Bernstein mentoring team at Carnegie Mellon and various CMU group members when I was there. This continued at Cambridge in my postdoc and has continued at Case for the past 36 years. Many thanks also to Rusty Gray for nominating me for TMS Fellow, the people kind enough to write letters of recommendation, and the awards committee for finding it worthy of consideration. Obviously, none of this could have happened without great family support. This started, from my case, obviously, with my parents and older sisters that really didn't have the same opportunities as me, partly because they were working hard so that I could get it. And it's very hard to repay that debt, and it's also humbling in that regard. But I appreciate the chance to publicly acknowledge it. This continues, obviously, with great family support by my kids and wife, Aimee, often coming to these meetings and meeting a number of you and enjoying that. Finally, I also remember giving my very first talk, 1980 fall Pittsburgh meeting. Luminaries in the audience, left leg shaking like crazy. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it's my right leg. So many thanks for this and for all of the students and collaborators that made this possible. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, John. Our next recipient is Julie with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Unfortunately, Professor Lee is not able to be with us this evening. His citation reads, "For groundbreaking work on understanding the fundamental properties of ultra-strength materials and the development and implementation of elastic strain engineering."
I'm truly honored and humbled to be inducted as a TMS Fellow. I've met a lot of my dear colleagues, friends, and collaborators for the very first time at the TMS conference. This is a very central part of my life experience. And I still get the jitters when prepping a TMS talk because I know the world's top experts are in the audience. I would like to thank the Society for providing me, my students, and postdocs with tremendous professional growth opportunities. And I would like to thank them for doing the actual work that I'm receiving this recognition for. Thank you.
Let's recognize Dr. Lee. So our next recipient is Zquai Liu with Penn State University. Unfortunately, Professor Liu is not able to be with us this evening. His citation reads, "For seminal contributions to fundamentals of thermodynamics and development of computational approaches and tools for predictions of properties and design of materials." So let's recognize him as well. So would Kathy Liu from Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University please come forward? Professor Liu is the recipient of the TMS Fellow Award class of 2022. Her citation reads, "For seminal contributions to the fundamental and applied research of material science and engineering, especially regarding material synthesis, processing, and performance in demanding environments." Let's recognize Dr. Liu.
Thank you very much. I only know how to give 55 minutes or 75 lectures. So first of all, thank you very much. I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few colleagues who have nominated me and helped me throughout the years for different occasions. Today they are here. Professor Eugene Alasky from San Diego State, Professor Raj Bodia from Clemson, Professor Liang Shao from Illinois Institute of Technology, and Professor Jian Luo from UC San Diego. So I also would like to thank all the people I collaborated with or interacted with, because your input has made our work so much better. And lastly, I'm so fortunate to be part of this lifelong community with you all. Thank you very much.
Kathy, thank you very much. So Jan Miller with the University of Utah is our next TMS Fellow Award winner. Unfortunately, Professor Miller is not able to be with us this evening. His citation reads, for seminal contributions to the characterization and understanding of interfacial phenomena in materials, mineral processing, and extractive metallurgy, as well as associated mentoring and teaching. Let's recognize Dr. Miller. So, would Amit Misra with the University of Michigan please come forward? Yes? Professor Misra is the recipient of the TMS Fellow Award class of 2022. His citation reads, for pioneering research in nanomechanics and interface-enabled mechanical behavior and radiation effects in multi-phase and multi-layered materials, professional leadership and mentoring of early career scientists. So, Amit, please.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, TMS Fellows Awards Committee. I'm deeply humbled and honored. Thank you. My wife is here. You probably heard her. Support from the family and all my colleagues and mentors who have guided me and inspired me throughout my career and helped with the letters and nomination package. I really appreciate your support and guidance. I want to thank you all. I've been very fortunate to have been affiliated with places like Los Alamos National Lab. Ellen is now the director where I did most of my work. University of Michigan as a PhD and now back as a professor there. But all of my career, I've been coming to TMS for over 30 years now. But it all started with my undergraduate degree as a metallurgical engineering bachelor's in India in the Institute of Technology, Banaras, now known as IIT Varanasi. And as I reflect back on the career, if it was not for the undergraduate degree in metallurgy, I probably would not have come into PhD. And so looking forward to another 30 years of associating with TMS, I would like to work with volunteers and others to broaden participation in TMS and try to grow undergraduate population in materials field. So thank you again, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
So would Anil Sakdev with General Motors Global Research and Development please come forward? Dr. Sakdev is the recipient of the TMS Fellow Award class of 2022. His citation reads, for contributions to implementing lightweight products through computational materials engineering and for efforts to globalize materials research. Let's recognize Dr. Sakdev.
At my age, I got to write everything down. It's indeed remarkable to be honored by a society whose roots go back to 1871 and whose members over the years would be really the cornerstone of the industrial revolution that we continue to enjoy. Metallurgy is undeniably, the engineering that brought us here. Now, I did not reach here on my own accord, and most humbly, I want to thank my professors, managers, colleagues who brought me here, and I've been working in GM now for 45 years. Many contributions taking from science to engineering, and I do want to name a few people who have inspired me immensely. I want to start with my undergraduate professor who is in India. Dr. Ramarao, my undergraduate professor from BHU, actually, I also come from BHU. So it's interesting, all the way from India, 2 fellows today are from the same institute. It's really interesting. Professor Morris Cohen, the stalwart of physical metallurgy, amazing to be one of his students. Greg Olson, we were PhD students together, and without him I would not have completed my PhD. He really helped me. My TMS interaction actually started with David Embry from McMaster University. I got interested in formability, and he was the only person at that time who connected formability to microstructure. And together we made a symposium, and we published the proceedings of the symposium in AIME in the early 80s. My manager, John Johnson, he would tell me, you know all the science, but you only impress me if you can make it into an industrial value. He taught me a lot of things. Alan Taub, who is here, lifted my career in so many ways by wanting to globalize R&D for General Motors. David Matlock, probably not here, reminds me that steel is indeed the ubiquitous element, because we have ferrous metallurgy is one, non-ferrous metallurgy is the rest of the periodic table. Tony Rollett, who's here, his introduction to the synchrotron facility, Argonne National Lab for imaging in situ additive manufacturing is an unbelievable technique to study that. Clyde Bryant, who worked with me, first in situ tensile test inside the scanning microscope while conducting EBSD at the same time. We were the first to make that instrument for the scanning microscope. 2 of my colleagues, I actually call them my students, Alan Lowe and Raj Mishra. Alan Lowe, I know, is here, whose collaborations actually were a key part of my publications list that I have. Mark Verbrugge, who is my director, he continues to inspire me to do fundamental research in an industrial lab. It's unbelievable how he has inspired me. And finally, my 2 mentees who are in the audience, Michelle Manuel and Paul Krajewski. Whenever I need inspiration, I actually go to them. And the reason is that people of my vintage are really envious of the researchers who are there today. The kind of nanocharacterization tools, computational methods, and most importantly, the ease of collaboration today, which we didn't have. I did my undergraduate with logarithmic tables before slide rules. So you can imagine the amount of change that has happened. And we talk about collaboration, my last comment. My 5-year-old granddaughter has her own Zoom account, and I had to give her the honor of setting up an account for me. That's the power of collaboration. So I thank AIME so much for, over the years, for supporting materials research. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anil. So would Patrice Turchi with Lawrence Livermore National Lab please come forward? Yeah. Dr. Turchi is a recipient of the TMS Fellow Award class of 2022. His citation reads, for exceptional and pioneering contributions in electronic structure-based theories of alloys, world-class leadership to promoting material science, and tremendous involvement with professional societies. Let's recognize Dr. Turchi. Patrice.
Let's see, I have to find my glasses, but it's coming. So I just would like to start, since we went through 2 years which were really painful, I would like to kind of relax a little bit, and I'm the last speaker before going for the banquet. Over the past few years, I have attended this award celebration of well-known scientists and engineers, and as anyone who was attending this celebration, I would say also who was a scientist, I was always asking myself, why him? Why her? But then in October of 2021, I received an email from the CEO of TMS, my good friend Jim Robinson, and another one of Debbie Hickson, informing me that I was selected for the 2022 Tms Fellow Award. And of course, my immediate reaction was, why him? But now that I'm really him, there is a saying that came to me that said, if you hang around long enough, they will give you something. Actually, it's not true. It's not true at all. I did receive a Dewitt Award in 1987, 2 years after I came to the US, for outstanding scientific accomplishment, and several more since then. But of course, this TMS Fellow Award is very special to me because it is the most recent one. I'm also proud that since my retirement in mid-2018, I've been able to use my remaining neurons to publish 19 papers and add 2 additional awards. But at this point, enough in terms of satisfying my ego. So going back to more serious matter, actually, I'm very grateful and humbled by this honor bestowed by colleagues, and I'm indeed honored and touched to have my name included in the list of those who were presented in the past with the TMS Fellow Award. First, I would like to thank those who spent time supporting my nomination, in particular Aurélien Perron, a scientific leader at Lawrence Livermore National Lab. Many thanks, Aurélien, and also thanks to the award committee for having selected me. I also would like to thank TMS and his leadership staff for the opportunities I was given over the years to connect, support, volunteer, and discuss my science. And actually, I would like also to thank all those who have been involved in the science I've been developing over the years, since in most situations, as most of you know, we operate as a team, and the fusion of ideas definitely create new science. Third, I would like to recognize really my acquaintance with two great scientists and friends. Larry Kaufman, who passed away in December 2013, who with enthusiasm and far-reaching ideas motivated me in going deeper into the meaning of thermodynamics. And François Ducastel, who passed away in July 2021, was a great mentor for me during my early years and stimulated my curiosity and aptitude for the discovery of new scientific topics. So my final note would be that by virtually every measure, it's easy and almost a tautology to recognize that TMS remains a society of choice for everything that deals with minerals, metals, and materials, and that spans from extraction to recycling, with all the scientific and engineering science in between. Like I've said for many years now, more than 30 years actually. For this reason, I remain very attached to what this professional society has to offer to us as a community of scientists and engineers, and I will continue to do my best to honor what this award really means. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Patrice. We also have with us this evening one of our 2021 Fellow Award recipients who asked to be recognized during the ceremony tonight. Would David DeYoung, retired from Alcoa, please come forward? Woohoo! David's citation reads, "For technical and scientific leadership within Alcoa and to the broader aluminum technical community, for service to TMS and our professional community. Let's recognize David.
Yeah, thank you very much for this wonderful award, and I need to thank my nominator, Ray Peterson, who I think is in the crowd here today, and the other colleagues who wrote letters of support for me, and without them, this wouldn't have happened for me. I'll have to comment that I'm living proof of what Patrice said. If you hang around long enough, they'll give you something. And I also learned how to use a slide rule and used it for my first couple of years of undergraduate. So anyway, I need to acknowledge my wife, Joan, and my sons, Henry and Andrew, who have provided me with unlimited support throughout my 40-year career and also have been an unbelievable inspiration for me. I want to say that after my lifelong learning after I graduated with a PhD under a wonderful mentorship of John Elliott, but I learned, my focus then was really on individual contributions, right? And then I learned quickly, and it became hammered home to me over the years, that it really takes a team to accomplish things in this world, and it really takes a team to make real progress. And I have been so blessed throughout my career to work with colleagues that have integrity, that have curiosity, drive, empathy, a yearn for collaboration. I think these are things that you don't really read about in the technical textbooks, and you don't learn from that, but they'll make all the difference in the world between doing the job and doing a successful job. So for me, this award is really a summation of all the great teams that I've had the good fortune to work with over the years. Some of them are in the audience here. And so it's been a wonderful ride. So thank you very much to the TMS community.
Thank you very much, Dave. I'll now ask our incoming TMS president, W. Judd Reedy, to come to the podium.
On behalf of TMS and its members, volunteers, and staff, we'd like to express our sincere appreciation for the work of our 2021 TMS president, Dr. Ellen Soretta. Ellen, would you please join me up here at the podium? In recognition of her service, we present Dr. Soretta with the TMS Presidential Plate, which is most aptly adorned with an eagle in flight.
It is now my privilege to introduce to you the 2022 President of the Minerals, Metals, and Materials Society, Dr. Judd Reedy. As you begin your term as TMS President, I wish you the best of luck. In recognition of this office, I present to Dr. Reedy the TMS Presidential Pin.
Thank you, Ellen. Suit seems to have shrunk in the closet. Have a word with my laundromat when I get home. Good evening. My name is Judd Reedy, and I'm honored to serve as the next president of the Minerals, Metals, and Materials Society. With Aimee, we're celebrating our 105th anniversary here in beautiful Anaheim, California, home of Disney's first theme park. Like Walter Elias, Disney achieved here in this place in 1955, each of us as scientists and engineers are constantly in pursuit of firsts. And for me, TMS has been a place of firsts throughout my career. And I'd be willing to bet it has been that way for you as well. TMS is the place where I first stood up in front of a distinguished audience, presented my research in utter terror the whole time, just like now. But that presentation wasn't safely scripted like this one. with no questions allowed, nor was it before a docile group of my peers. It was in front of my advisors' peers. These were the authors of my textbooks, the namesakes for these awards behind me. I'm sure there's some first-time presenters in the audience and first-time presenters at TMS. I welcome you. TMS is the place where I first served on and then ultimately led a professional committee. Are there any first-time committee members in the audience? I see a few nods and hands. Thank you very much. TMS is the place where I first organized a symposium. I'm sure there's some first-time symposium organizers in here, and you can tell the others that have not yet done that it's really not that hard. Sometimes it is. TMS is the place where I received my first professional award, and we saw some professional award winners earlier. TMS is the place where I first served as board-level director, and I know there's some first-time board directors with us today. I'm sure you'll do well. TMS is the place where my professional career has happened. TMS is the place where your professional career happens too. TMS is the place. TMS is the professional location for so many of us. There's an old saying in real estate: location, location, location. And believe it or not, the same thing holds true for a 150-year-old professional society like TMS. Consider first the scientific location of TMS. The expertise from TMS covers the full scientific spectrum of materials research, from theoretical, fundamental, and curiosity-driven basic research through innovative, application-oriented research and development, all the way into heavily industrialized extraction and processing technologies. For me, TMS has expanded my scientific knowledge in numerous diverse areas, including electronic packaging, nanotechnology, microgravity materials research, and materials characterization, and so much more. I do not know where my scientific curiosity will lead me next, but I do know that no matter what, wherever that topic falls on the material science spectrum, TMS has the resources and diverse expertise available to support me and all TMS members in our scientific and professional explorations. Consider next the temporal location of TMS within your lifetime. TMS will help you every year of your scientific career. For me, it began as a wide-eyed undergraduate attending my first TMS conference in 1992, years before I was terrified presenting that presentation as a graduate student. TMS has continued to support me as a slowly maturing graduate student, and then as a young professional. Now, as my career extends into my comfortable mid-career years, I have the opportunity to expose the next generation of wide-eyed undergraduate students to the importance of TMS in every year of their future careers. The needs of every single TMS member differ every single year, but TMS must be there for every individual member every single year, just as it has for all members over the past 150 years. Consider next the professional location of TMS within your career. TMS has been with me for every single step of my career and will continue to be with me in those years still to come. It is and will be the same for each of you. Whether as a student, or in your first job, or in your current job, or in retirement, and especially during those anxious periods of unemployment, whether that employment separation is by your own choice or someone else's choice. No matter if the TMS member is a gray-bearded life member like me, or a first-time conference attendee, a first-time presenter, a first-time organizer, a first-time committee member, or a first-time award recipient, TMS is here for you. The needs for every single individual member are very different at every stage of their individual careers. But regardless of where you are located in your professional career, TMS will be there as we have been for our members for the past 150 years. And of course, finally, let's consider the geographic location of TMS. Our headquarters is in Pittsburgh, but our conferences are held in a variety of constantly rotating, geographically diverse, popular, and accessible destinations, like San Diego next year, and then again in 2026, Orlando in 2024 and 2027, and Las Vegas in between it all in 2025. For this event in Anaheim, we have representatives from 51 countries in attendance. Let all those 51 locations sink in. Despite the challenging and problematic travel conditions that they and we all faced getting here, more than 2,500 members are here in this place, in this location. Over 1,000 are here virtually. This conference and our many other high-impact events span the full geographic length and breadth of the Americas, Asia, and Europe. In the 2 years preceding COVID, TMS sponsored conferences in over a dozen different countries, all around the globe. Much to the chagrin of all of us, COVID made us take last year's conference exclusively online. But we rose to the task and quickly adopted and adapted innovative technologies to bring that famous TMS meeting content to our members while keeping a safe geographic separation between us all. And even now, as we move beyond COVID, TMS must continue to expand upon those innovative digital content delivery methods to benefit each member. But I think by being here in this place, in this location, we all realize what we missed last year. And so we must continue to enhance our in-person activities to faithfully preserve that critically important face-to-face interactions that have brought together members in the meeting rooms, at the coffee breaks, and in the exhibitions, starting in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania in 1871 and continuing to this location, this place, here, 150 years later. Wherever your personal and professional location is in the geographic, temporal, or scientific spaces, whether it's online, in real life, TMS is the place, the location where your professional career will grow. As I close tonight, I would like to earnestly thank all the students in the room, all the engineers in the room, all the scientists in the room, and even all the managers. Thank you all for being TMS members. My thanks go especially out to our many volunteers, the committee members, the session organizers, and the chairs, the directors, and behind it all, the incredible 37-member staff at TMS that make it all run so seemingly effortlessly. Not like that word. There are a lot of you out there that I may not get to see tonight or meet this week. So if I don't get a chance to see you here, I very much look forward to seeing you in cyberspace or over next March, just down the road in San Diego, California, if not sooner. Thank you very much. There's one more thank you that I want to express in this ceremony, and that is for the members of the TMS Award committees, who all worked so diligently throughout the year to determine this evening's awards recipients. They did a fantastic job. Let's reward them with a round of applause. In closing, I want to call your attention that we're recording this evening's ceremony, hopefully editing parts. This recording will be presented on YouTube in the coming days. This way, our members that are in the community that could not join us this evening can still celebrate the accomplishments of our award recipients. For those of you holding tickets to the award celebration dinner, please join me in proceeding next door. Staff will be available to take dinner tickets at the door, so please have your ticket ready to hand to them. Tickets are located in your badge materials. I'm excited to note that changes to the dinner format this year will create a safer dining experience with a greater variety of meal options and the opportunity to network and socialize with those we have missed seeing over this past year. But before we go, let me say on behalf of TMS Leadership that I wish you a wonderful remainder of the evening. We hope you're all available to attend next year's awards ceremony and dinner at the TMS 2023 annual meeting and exhibition in San Diego, California. Thank you.